Welcome back, everyone, to Gongsun Romance of Three Kingdoms 2. I'm your host, Kane Drago, and let's continue. Rewards on you because he's the lowest in this place. Alright, that's pretty much everything I need to do with these guys for the moment. One or two of them are dipping a little bit again. But they're still in the 90s, so for now, that'll be fine. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to move a few guys. And let's do him too. Don't think 9 really needs any more stuff. It's got plenty. It's 250 fully trained, and in Zhou Yun's case, mostly armed troops, with Zhou Yun here, and also Chun Yuqiang and Wu Anguo, is enough that they should not attack me. And if they do, then I'll kick the shit out of them, and it doesn't matter. There we go. Alright. Zhang Liao's being an asshole. Surprise. Are these guys trained and armed? They need a little bit more training. But otherwise, yes. There we go. Fill this place back up. So yeah, I'm gonna go Guan Yu, Zheng Fei, Dean Wei, Zhu Huang. And I might go Guan Ping, even though he's a little lower than Zhang Liao, just because Zhang Liao's kind of being a douche. And Guan Ping has never been one that I've seen. And is still in the 80s for war. But either way, in the next turn, maybe two, if I end up needing to reward one more time. 19's getting the shit kicked out of him. Because I don't give a damn. I'm going to stomp his ass. Speaking of places with 1,600 soldiers, let's see. Cao Ren's good. Zhu Zhu's still good. Cao Hong's still good. Huang Gai should be fine. He doesn't generally turncoat. Wan Xiao might, but Xiao Dun, Shen Pei. I suppose since I gave all of them soldiers, I should probably reward all of them, really. Anybody need weapons? Pretty sure they all have them. Sure do. So, one thing I am going to do is check my generals out here by war ability. So we're going to send Zhu Zhu, Xiao Dun, Huang Gai, Wan Xiao with his extra 5 in war, because I forgot I gave him a sword earlier, and Cao Ren. And they're going to stomp the shit out of 17. So that's going to be a thing we do. So I may reward... Well, actually, it doesn't matter. I can reward whoever I want, because Zun Yu's not going. I did not mean to use 1,000 rice, but that's okay. I had enough anyway, so... It's the problem with talking while you're playing out loud, is occasionally you're not paying enough attention. Wang Quang dropped to 90. Or, well, he's at 90 again, but that's okay. I think everybody has weapons. Yep. How's their skill? 91. Train them up a little bit. Okay, so Zhoutai, Huazhong, Donghang. I'll probably want to move one or two other of my little bit higher guys, because Galayan's a turncoat. The only reason he's not dead is because he was smart enough to allow me to bribe him back. But for this turn, I'm not doing anything yet. So let's just do that. And then I'll use the last couple guys to give to the people, although they're not the greatest at it, but that's okay. 200 rice is enough. Okay. He dropped a little bit, but the other two have not, and he's still in the high 80s, so that's fine. Plus, nobody here really has any soldiers at the moment to speak of anyway. So we're done with that. So, what I'm going to do, actually, just to make life simple... He tried to turn Maoji against me or recruit him, I'm not sure which. Is he attacking me? No. I was going to say, there are definitely people behind you you should be attacking, or below you, whatever, you should be attacking before me, dude. What I'm actually going to do is jot down all of my best people. No. Go away. I'm about to kick the crap out of you. I know who some of them are, obviously, but I'm just going to go through the provinces and actually look. None of these guys are top tier. Gongsun Zan and Sima Yi are alright, but now that I have... Gongsun Zan's a great overall ruler to start, because he's 70s hit everything, and his highest is still war. But 75 with what I have now is not high enough. I really need him to do much. Although, I may move him and Sima Yi down into 8 to be that 60s, 70s crew that defends that. Does anyone need rewarding right now? Not overly. And him and Sima Yi are the ones that have... Oh no, Tianfeng's the one that has soldiers. Okay. So let's do this then. I can't buy arms here. Tianfeng can actually reassign them. Give him and Sima Yi soldiers. And I'm going to move him and Sima Yi down to 8. Take a little bit of stuff, but I don't need a ton because all the front places have lots. Although that place does tend to have the least. And they're about equal in charms, so we'll go Jian Yang just because I'm more likely to eventually want Tianfeng for other things. Since he has higher intelligence, I might use him for building other places. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. So, the only guy really from here that I still want to move is Zhou Yun. And now that Gongsun Zan and Sima Yi are both here, that gives us a solid mid-range force to protect there. So Zhou Yun. I'm not even deciding what I'm doing with everybody yet. I'm just going to literally keep track of who's where. Or not even who's where, but who I want to move places. Now, I am going to move him right now, so that I don't forget to do it. I don't think 9 needs any more stuff. Well, it might need a little bit of rice, just because of how many soldiers are there, but that's okay. Yeah, so, not really much I need to do here. The only thing I really need to do is reward people. Is reward Liu Ye and possibly Chun Yuqiang and Cao Chun at some point. Which is already done, is already done for this month, so we're fine there. Now, let's reward Zhongfei has not dropped again, which is good. He doesn't usually drop much, but he's also the lowest, so he's still getting rewarded anyway. Because he does drop slightly more often than Guan Yu does. So, let's go War Ability. And then jot these down. Guan Yu. Like I said, I know who most of them are from memory, but it's just nice to have the list in front of me, because then between episodes I can actually, or even during the episode, but most likely I'll do mostly planning for this one. You know, reward some people and stuff. Dean Wei. Zhu Huang. Zhang Liao, although he's kind of a D at times, but Guan Ping. Tian Man. Okay. And do these guys still need training, or are they full? No, they're full. And like I said, except I'm not going to worry about spending a turn when it's attack time buying one arm for Guan Yu. Yeah, so we're good here. So everyone has soldiers, and Xiao Dun did not drop, plus I'm not attacking yet. Huang Gai, however, did drop, and he's more important than Xin Ping, so we'll do him first. And now, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. And these guys are fully prepared when it's time, except for Zhou Yun, but he's not a governor anymore, so now he'll be able to buy weapons next turn. So, train. I'm not actually going to train because they're full. I just want to order them by war ability, because when you do that in the menu and then end, it changes it on here too. So, let's jot these ones down, because there are lots of important ones here. Zhou Yun I already wrote down from the other province. Zhu Zhu. Xiao Dun. Huang Gai. Wan Xiao. Cao Ren. I'll include Shenpei and Cao Hong. Not worrying about Xin Ping at this point. He'll be a backup guy. But I will probably need some 70s guys, so not Mike Awesome 70s guys. Yeah, so that's all we really need to do in this place right now, because everyone's got their weapons, except for Zhou Yun, who can't buy any this turn. Zhou Tai is being a dick. I don't appreciate it. War ability. I'm not including Gaolan from now on. I'm using him as a secondary, like a defender, because he's less likely to get stolen that way. Shoutai. Huazhong. And Dong Hang are the three main ones from here. Yeah, sorry, especially with the actual physical writing, this is a little on the tedious side, but it'll be worth it, because once I decide who I'm going to move where and get them moved, I'll have more permanent death squads that I can send out and do a lot more invading, which is groovy, because then the action will pick back up. I mean, Action's a relative term in this game because you don't see it per se, it's just numbers, but you get the idea. And some of the fights I'm going to do are going to be pretty epic just on numbers alone. No. Debating if I want to do the big fight with 20 first just to get it over with, or do the one in 12, which will be big but not as big. We'll see. Yeah, so for now, we'll do a couple turns of just generic maintenance. These guys are all stayed in the 90s, so we'll reward him again. Even though he's not a great fighter. He only has like a 36 war. It'd be nice to have everybody possible with soldiers at some point. No merchants. That's fine. Just out of curiosity. Okay. So we're fine here. Guan Yu done decided to drop on me. Noticeably. Doesn't do it that often, but when he does, it's noticeable. Everybody's got their arms, fully trained. Cool beans. So yeah, you're not going to see... Now, one thing I am going to do to save time for everybody is... I'm going to do a few more turns this episode of prep, just because I like the episodes to be a certain length, mostly. But the actual movement of the generals, once I decide on the teams, I'm not going to make you sit through that. I'm just not. Let's go by war ability. Because that's what I'm really concerned about. Let's be honest. Wan Xiao it is. Does everyone I think he finally got his weapons, didn't he? Yeah. Okay. So I will reward Wang Quang just because I have nothing else to do right now. There we are. Nothing really else to do there either. I could move one of those pretty charming guys from 6 into 7 to make the rewarding go a little faster. But it's fine. They're not. None of these guys are going to be doing anything overly useful anytime soon anyway. Honestly, half of them I could fire and I wouldn't even know the difference. Other than in case of an emergency province building, if like a typhoon hits again or something. Okay, those guys didn't drop again, so might as well finish getting Liu Ye up. And do the humor myself, know the answer search. And move on. Zhang Fei, stop that. Chen Jiao, I don't really care. Dian Man, also stop that. Alright, so we're fine there. Zun Yu is being an asshole, and I don't appreciate it. Surprisingly, Xiao Dun is not being an asshole. He's dropped a point or two here and there, but then he stays where he is for several turns. So let's go by war ability, because 92 sign-offs in Zun Yu is not going to turn on me anytime soon. So basically, I want the first page first. So we'll go Cao Hong because he's the lowest of that page. Zhou Tai, Y, would you do this to me? You're a horrible person. Stop it. The other reason I don't really want to move any of these guys to become governors, Tianfeng usually is fine, but Chengyu in particular and Manchong are both D-bags if they're governors. They're usually not too bad at, like, once their loyalty's high, they don't generally battlefield turn on you, like some guys will, but they are very susceptible to tiger wolfing, which is where you make them become their own province, like their own ruler. But Zun Yu, on the other hand, generally isn't about that life, so perhaps I'll move him over to 7 and make him the governor for next turn. Because he has a bit more charm than Li Jiang or Li Fang, whoever the hell that guy is. Forget his name. Li Jilang, I had it backwards. I was close to right, I just had some of the letters backwards. Liu Dai has dropped a bit, but again, there's not a whole lot going on back here, so. And they'll stay more loyal more consistently once Zun Yu's there with another 13 or 20, 13 or 20, 12 or 13 points of loyalty. Get out of my province, Tao Qian. The hell are you doing? Probably just probably just the equivalent to viewing. Ooh, that's close enough. I might try to take him. He'd be nice to add to my forces. Let's try something, actually. I was in 14. Wang Quo. What does loyalty look like? 84. Low enough I could give it one chance. He has Lu Bu at 100 loyalty because that matters. Basically, like I said, the only reason 100 loyalty matters with Lu Bu. Now, him having 100 skill in arms and 100 soldiers, if he doesn't turn on him, is important because he's the best general in the game for fighting. But he's likely going to turn on him. It just might take a couple extra turns. Okay, none of these guys dropped and they're in the 90s. Perfect. I'm going to do a save. And then I'm going to attempt to get Xiao Wan. Because 84, it's high, but... Okay, so he's basically only wrong like 1 out of every like 100 times. Well, technically 2 out of every 100 times if you go by the number. So I don't trust that. There are merchants. I'm going to buy 5 horses. Because he tends to respond well to horses being a fighter type. Not always. There's other factors, but that is one of them. As long as he makes it. He did, so I should get him. Wonderful. Good old Sima Yi with his decent enough... It seems like charm and what kind of gift you offer them is the two most important things. But sometimes I have noticed a few less points of charm and more in war towards a warrior will sometimes work better. So the fact Sima Yi has half-decent war as well probably helped with that. Oh, he hates me. But I got him. Did he have any soldiers? I think he only had 1. I'm not worried about 1 soldier. So I'm not going to add him to my list until the end of the video once I've done a couple more rewards to make sure I actually know for sure he's not going to turn on me. The good thing about him is he's not a battlefield turncoat that I've ever seen. Maybe if Cao Cao was still alive and I was fighting Cao Cao specifically. But generally speaking, once you get him to a high loyalty, he's fine. Zun Yu, you bastard. So I'm gonna have to take a break from my original logic here because, well, Maybe not, actually, because... No, I better do it. Long term, losing the whole province if somebody steals him would be way worse. Especially since sometimes at least some of the generals will stay with him usually. Dong Hang, Gao Lan being the turncoat that he is, but I'll reward him anyway, just to hopefully minimize the chance of him being a dirty turncoat if I need him for anything. They're all fine. So I'm going to sit here and do nothing with them. Forgot to change the damn governor. That's annoying. Probably won't need Liu Dai for fighting anyway, but he's highest, and that's what I'm currently rewarding by for the most part, so why not? Okay, so I'm probably going to end the episode at the start of this turn. Before I do, I'm bloody well rewarding Xiao Wan and moving him and appointing governor. Okay, reward with a horse. They stayed the same, which is good. Put him up to 84. Move him over to Province 9. Mainly at this point because it has more room to actually get him soldiers. They're fine for stuff. Especially because we just had harvest again. Right, appoint governor. 7. Zun Yu, please. Since I don't have anything better to do here right now anyway. I didn't need 220, but just to be extra nice to the people because they've been through a lot here. And I have lots to spare. Let's go with a horse. Okay. Dianman already dropped again, which is annoying, but Chen Jiao, even though he's not going to be important for fighting purposes, he's probably going to be the governor of this place, so at least temporarily. So I should probably make sure he's loyal enough to do it. It's one thing if they manage to Tiger Wolf him, it's another thing if I just don't reward him like an idiot. And leave him open to regular recruitment. Right, I just moved Xiao Wan here. I care much more about Xiao Wan than any of those people. Can't buy him weapons this turn, unfortunately, because I just moved him, but I can give him troops. And I'm going to give him troops. I could just hire him new troops, but I don't actually need troops for everyone in this province. At all. Actually, hold the phone. Top 7 have soldiers, now we go by loyalty. I mean, realistically, they're all still gonna... Everybody except Wang Zong got a full set of soldiers still, but I at least want to make sure that if I had, like, miscounted or something, that I gave them to the right people first. Okay, nobody's tremendously dropped recently. So I'll top up Zhang Yi because I might as well. I lied. At the start of next turn, I will end the episode because I just realized I said I was going to and didn't. That's okay. These ones are a little longer than a lot of my other Let's Plays for like SmackDown versus Raw and stuff because I intentionally make them a few minutes longer to try to show off as much as I can about what I'm doing, and also, in an ideal world, get to a fight in as many episodes, at least one fight in as many episodes as possible. There we go. So yeah, since he's in the 70s for charm, I might send him a couple of the guys that I still want to top up loyalties for in some of the bigger places. We'll see. Yeah, like, he very well might turn on me right now. He didn't, thankfully. But he could have. Because he's only like 80 loyalty or something right now. But yeah, one thing that's good because of all the prep of this game, with the prep I'm planning to do to make my war forces, you guys not seeing every turn I do is not going to be a problem because it's just going to be rinse and repeat while I set things up. Sima decided to drop on me all of a sudden. Well, a couple guys did, but Sima is the most important one right now. 98's fine. So let's do a quick save. We'll be back shortly with another episode. Peace out.